Hello guys, this was the coding question asked at Comviva interview questions. Comviva interview, the first question is alt tab window problem. This is one of the famous problem. So they have given a big problem statement. If you will read it, they are of no use. They have just given an idea of what happened at most recent, and so this question uh, has used checked your observation skills. So let's first observe what is input specification, what is output specification. Then we will say the test cases and we will observe good thing and then we will code. So the input specification is input 1 n, input 2 k, an integer n, integer k, and array of size 1 to n. Okay. See, n denotes the number of application currently opened on the system, and k denotes the number of times tab key alt k tab has been pressed. So output is your function should return type is an array containing the uh, new configuration after k switches. Okay, let's see. The n is 4, so 4 number have been inputted. 3 is the value of k. So you will observe here, one thing you need to observe here is just we are doing right shift operation, nothing else. See, we are doing right shift operations k number of times. Okay, if you will observe it very nicely, you will get it. The first array was what? 1 2 1 2. The original array was input was 1 2 3 4. Take. Okay, so after first right shift operations, if you will do right shift operations at this index, okay, we are doing right shift index as we are starting the right shifting at input 2 minus 1 index. So we are input 2 is 3, we are starting the right shifting at 0 1 2 3 index. Okay, so okay, then we are at 3, we are copying previous index. So at 3 what we have copied, previous index is 2, so you can observe we at this index we have got 2. So when I got 1, for when I came to this index, we are copying previous index data. So at 2, at index 0 1 1 was copied. Now if you will observe, if we'll go here and at this index we will try to access I minus 1, we will get array index out of bond exception. So here is one edge cases we need to handle, that for we need to run loop for only n minus input 2 minus 1 times, and for not this index. Okay, for so at this index, at 0th index, what will be copied? 3 will be copied because the data of 3 was right shifted and the data of 3 was lost. So we'll create a temporary variable to store this and we'll do this operation. Clearly you can see here that at what I showed, that right sync operations will start from input 2 minus 1 index. Okay, so let's move to 0th index, 1st index, 2nd index, 3rd index, 4th index, 5th index, 6th index. So at 6th index right shift operation started. What I told, at whatever at input 2 index minus 1 will store at temp variable and that will be copied to 0th index, and all the right shift operations will be taken place. The 0th index will be what? It will be repetitive element, or the whatever will be at 1. So we know we don't have to do that. As so let's copy what happened. Let's see, mainly observe at the output and here. So if you will see here 5, here it was 5 but here it is 8. What have been copied? Its previous element has been copied to this index. So here same goes with 8. 8 what? Previous index was 6, it is copied here. For 6, previous element was 7, it was copied here. For 7, previous element was 3, it was copied here. For 3, previous element was 1, it is copied here. For 1, previous element was 4, it is copied here. Now if you will observe, the answer should have been like this, but we have stored a temporary variable and we have stored this data on temporary variable, and at last we have copied this at our 0th index. So this is all. I have explained all the test cases, so let's focus on the code. The code is very simple. So whatever I've said, we will create a temporary variable in which we will store input 3, and I've said input 2 minus 1 index. Okay, so the array index at which the iteration will start, we have copied that data, so that data is not lost. Okay, so I've said the iteration will start from input 2 minus 1 and greater than 0. I've told you, already explained you why it should be greater than 0. If it will be great, if it not will be greater than 0, then we will get array index out of band or bond exception, because being at array 0 will be accessing 0 minus 1. You will see the code I'm explaining you. We will see we will accessing the 0th minus 1 index. So if at being index we will access 0 a minus 1 index doesn't exist, so it will throw an error array index out of bond exception. Okay, input I equals to what I've said, what we are copying. We are copying just its previous element. So input 3 I minus 1, just we are doing same thing, right shift operations of each index. Now at last, after this performing this operation, what we have told, at 0 will copy the temp what we have already stored in a temporary variable, and we will return what, return input 3. I think it should pass all the test cases. So let's check this code for all both of the test cases. Okay, so the input is 4 3 1 2 3 4. The output is 3 1 2 4, and the desired output is also 3 1 2 4. Okay, now let's check second. 10 7. Input is 4 1 3 7 6 8 5 2 10 9. So the output is 5 4 1 3 7. Yeah, okay. See it, in this code also has passed all the all the test cases in the examination. We are only have to write this method. All this was written, but as I'm coding in Eclipse, so I have written all this code. These are just taking the input as the input specification takes. We have taken the input and we have called this method all tap for performing the operations. You will have to only just write this method. Okay, and I am printing the output so that you can check the I have explained the correct question, correct answer. So let's focus to question number second. So this was very easy problem. It was a placement season begins problem. It's clearly stated that placement season has begun in a college and students have are sitting outside in an interview room, and the person who was go faster higher as a um, capacity of getting selected or probability of getting selected. Each student has a number associated with them that is known as problem solving capability, and the higher the capability, chances on more the chances of selection. Now each student want to know that how many students I'd have them had the more problem solving capability. So each student at wants to know that how who all are having better problem solving capability before them. Okay, so you have understood what we'll compare at that index, and all indexes before them. If any number is greater than that, thus that number of students have greater capability than it. So let's understand this from the test cases. If you haven't understood, 6 was the number of students, and all these have their problem solving capability. The zeroth index element have 4 problem solving capacity, 1 has 9 problem solving capacity, 2 has 5 problem solving capacity, 3 has 2 problem solving capacity, and so on. Okay, so let's see, at 4th index, any element before them, any student before 4 zeroth index have better problem capability? No. So the answer is 9. So 9, any student before 9 has better problem capacity than 9? No, the answer is 0. But for 5, they will compare with 4 and 9, but you will see that 4 is not greater than 5, but 9 has better one student has better problem solve capacity than student at 2 index, so the answer is 1. For 3, you will see all the 3 students before them have better problem solving capability. So yeah, so just what you have observed, just for each index we have to check any index have greater value problem solving capability before them, will increase the counter and we will store at that index. Just it's a simple answer. So we'll create a result array. So we'll result array of new int of same size as it was of all problem solving capability students. Now then we will run a loop We'll do this in a nested loop, as it will be very simple code. For int I is 0, I is less than input 1, input 1, I plus plus. Okay, now let's focus. For int count, for each student, we'll declare a counter that will count how many students before them have better problem solving capacity than them. Int j equals to 0, j is less than I. We are existing all the elements before till that element, because we don't have to take into consideration that elements. We just need to compare all students who have better problem solving capacity than them. So input 2 at I, if any element is greater than them, so we'll increase the counter. Input 2 will be here, so it is on there. Now after, when this loop breaks, at result array, result, at result of I will store the counter. Okay, got it. And then we'll return what? Return result array. Just so simple code, very simple code. So let's compile this for both the test cases. For first test case is 6, 4, 9, 5, 3, 2, 10. Output is 01340, same as 01340. For next test case it says 5, 3, 4, 1, 5, 2. Output is 00203, same as here. So you have understood. This code was very simple. That's all for today. Thank you.